biggest hits, the best music. Shock Hits with Chloe Yates on Shock Radio.
Even in the shadows.
EXO with Beyonce, Wednesday afternoon on award-winning Shock Radio. Welcome, I am Chloe Yates, and it is, of course, Shock Hits. It is getting flipping cold out here. I just had to run out. I'm sat here in a massive white fur coat, which is pretty much the size of a massive polar bear, to be honest. Basically, we've got some massive tunes. I'm going to stop talking for now because this is one of my absolutely favourite songs. It's Mr. Brightside with The Killers. Shock Radio, The Killers with Mr. Brightside.
Tweet us now at Shock Hits Live. Shock Hits with Chloe Yates.
Hello, my lovely. It is Chloe Yates here. How are you diddling? How has your week been, my lovely? Yet again, I had an absolutely fabulous weekend. I went around the British Museum and I saw the Egyptian mummies. It was absolutely insane. I learned all about the process of mummification. And may I just add, I've become quite an expert. So if I were you, I'd stay on the right side of me. I'm really joking. It's quite horrendous though. Around the museum, it's a process that is in 70 stages. It is quite something. But enough about me anyway. I've told you about my weekend. We're here to talk about you. Do tweet us in. It's at tag Shock Hits Live or it's facebook.com/Shock Hits. Last week we had a listener all the way from Barcelona. Now stay tuned, we've got gossip on Myleene Klass, S Club 7 and the real reason behind Gemma Collins and why she left I'm a Celeb. We've got the hashtag feature as well where we're finding out what's kicking off on Twitter, to be honest. And we're talking about Gemma and who is replacing her on I'm a Celeb. We've got Showbiz Select and so much more. Stay tuned and all will be explained about what we're talking about. This is Icona Pop all night. Don't you dare go anywhere. It is Shock Hits. I'm Chloe Yates. It's 4:10.
Plays music like this.
Blame it on the night. Don't blame it on me. Don't blame it on me.
And this. This is Shock Hits with Chloe Yates on Shock Radio.
Katy Perry with Firework. It was from her third studio album, of course, Teenage Dream.
The biggest hits, the best music. Shock Hits with Chloe Yates on Shock Radio.
Now we're talking about Miss Myleene Klass. Now you may remember her from when she rose to fame on the famous TV show called Pop Stars as a member, of course, the smashing band Hearsay. We may have seen her in I'm a Celeb last year wearing that white bikini. I'm so jealous. She is certainly a woman of many talents. And she is, of course, a pop star as well, a classical pianist, a dancer. I'm trying to think what else. She's a model, a television presenter. And there's also one other thing. I just found a fact about her. She's also a student of astronomy. But on top of all that, she has also... Well, let's just say she's embarrassed, or she's actually being the new Jeremy Paxman. Now, if you're not familiar with Mr. Paxman, he was famed for grilling politicians and other public figures on the programme called BBC Newsnight. And what he did is he basically made them squirm in their seats as he forced horrendous questions to them on really, really difficult subjects. Now, on Monday night, Mylene actually confronted the leader of the Labour Party, Mr. Ed Miliband, on the ITV show called Agenda. Now, this was over the mansion tax. And what it is, it's an annual property tax on homes worth more than £2 million. Now, she said it was really unfair for people living in London who had owned property for a long time. That's a really, really good point. What happened was when Ed tried to come back with a response, Mylene went full on Jeremy Paxson in his face, and what she did is she tried her hardest to whip him into giving her a definite answer on his policy. I wonder if Mylene has a political career ahead of her. There's no stop to her there. Do you know what? The nearest thing I've got to being a politician is taking a selfie outside Westminster. That's really bad, that, isn't it? But tunes on the way from Labyrinth and Tiesto right now. Second City. What can I do? Shock Radio. Hi, I'm Chloe Yates. It is Shock Hits. Do keep connected. It is at tag Shock Hits, or it's facebook.com/Shock Hits. Let us know what you're doing with your Wednesday afternoon. Pretty sure it was a bit more, or it will definitely be a lot more exciting than my Wednesday. I won't bore you. We have a fantastic playlist for you today. We've got gossip on S Club 7 next, and we're talking about what the S actually stands for. But first, this next one is one of my favourites. But Ariana Grande, Problem. It is Shock Hits.
Ziggy X.
This is now at Shock Hits Live. Shock Hits with Chloe Yates. This is now at Shock Hits Live. Shock Hits with Chloe Yates.
Tiesto with Red Lights on Shock Hits. And before we had the gorgeous Ariana Grande with Problem. Now at the moment, I'm absolutely loving S Club 7 at the moment. I cannot believe they are actually reuniting. It's about time, isn't it? Now, of course, they sold over 10 million records worldwide, and their children's TV show was, of course, very, very, very popular. I do remember watching it myself. It had over 90 million views across the globe. But after all these years, it's a question that's unanswered, guys. I don't know whether you've been wondering it yourself. What on earth does the S in S Club 7 actually stand for? Now, there's been numerous theories, such as Saturday Club 7 is one of them. Other rumours said that it stands for Sugar Club 7, as the music website called Pop Justice said that they found a demo tape with Sugar Club written on it. Now, the manager, called Simon Fuller, decided to create S Club 7 the day after the Spice Girls fired him as manager back in '97. He showed who's boss, didn't he? Now, he did say the S was never an official thing. It was more something the fans could come up with. Who knows what it could stand for? I could think of many, many things. Good things, obviously. Now, they will be playing an 11-day reunion arena tour of the UK next year. And listen up, guys. Tickets will be on sale from 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. So get it sorted, guys. We've got goss on Gemma Collins leaving I'm a Celebrity. Don't you dare go anywhere. Tunes from Absolute, Monsters and Men, and Taylor Swift on its way. Let's have Labyrinth with Last Time.
One moment to another.
Shock Hits plays music like this.
Blame it on the night. Don't blame it on me. Don't blame it on me.
And this. This is Shock Hits with Chloe Yates on Shock Radio.
Once upon a time, a few mistakes ago, I was in your sights. You got me alone. You found me. You found me. I knew you were trouble when you walked in. Trouble, trouble, trouble.
Truth may vary, this ship will carry our bodies safe to shore.
Of Monsters and Men.
Though the truth may vary, this
Little Talks.
ship will carry our bodies safe.
It is Shock Hits. And before we had Taylor Swift, absolute tune. It was called I Knew You Were Trouble. Now, I'm not sure whether you've heard, but Towie's Gemma Collins has decided to leave I'm a Celebrity. Now, I don't know whether you're happy or sad about this. I certainly don't know what I am, to be honest, but I do know that I'm not a massive fan of Towie, really. But we've found that the real reason behind Gemma Collins leaving I'm a Celeb is apparently because she reached breaking point after the terrifying Bunker Challenge, which is what we will see tonight. To give you a little insight of Gemma's experience, let's just say, in the jungle, have a listen to this clip.
I need to get out, honestly.
You need to get out?
Yeah, I'm going to be sick.
Some people need breaking in gently. Do you know what I mean? But it's like the turtle and the slug, or the horse and the rabbit. I can't remember what it was. The slowest one won in the end. Just got to roll with it. Roll with it, like Oasis said.
It's too hard. And if that makes me quit and that makes me weak, well then that's who I am. Right, let's see how strong I am. Ready?
Wait, Geronimo!
Why am I putting myself through this punishment? Why are you doing it? Are you on another level that I'm not on? How do you know what the left needle and the right needle is? Bring it on.
Do you know what I mean? Honestly, don't get me started. You can, coming from that, you can squeeze a lot into 3 days, can't you? Now, she began thinking she had malaria, and she also was convinced she was going to die of hunger. And also, apparently, she's been reported of screaming every 5 seconds. Now, Gemma Collins' stay in the jungle, let's just say it was quite brief, I suppose. I mean, 3 days and she's out. Either way, the news just in, it says that Gemma will still get paid in full despite leaving the jungle. Now, let me just remind you, it is just after three days. Now, I think it could be two things. It could be she was really ill, or maybe it is because she genuinely is a lot cleverer than we think. The ITV rules state that any contestant can take their full pay after 72 hours in the jungle. So as for the wage packet, she had a whopping 100 grand that will go in her pocket now when she's flipping goes home. But it's a lot less compared to another contestant, Michael Burks, whose wage packet is in fact £150,000. Anyone fancy giving me a slot on the jungle? I mean, I don't know, I'll eat a donkey's backside for that amount of pay.
Shock hits.
We're talking about who will be replacing Gemma Collins later on in the show. But we've got music from Gorgon City and Demi Lovato coming up. Well, this is Alexa Goddard, so there it is, Shock Hits. Alexa Goddard with So There on Shock Hits. The time right now is just 10 to 5. You've missed so much. We've had tunes from Taylor Swift, Labyrinth, Tiesto, Ariana Grande, Second City. Plus, we've been talking about Myleene Klass and her political antics with Ed Miliband. And we've also been talking about what S Club 7, or the S in S Club 7 actually stands for. And we've also been, of course, chatting about Gemma Collins and her leaving I'm a Celeb. If you've just tuned in, the show gets uploaded onto Mixcloud, plus a cut-down version is uploaded onto the Shock Hits YouTube page. I'm shortening words now. I'm Chloe Yates. Hello, we've got news in just a few minutes' time, but let's crack on. It is Pharrell Williams with Happy.
Crazy what I'm about to say. What you want to do?
You're listening to Shock News.
It's 5 o'clock on Shock. I'm Alex.
And I'm Joe.
A zookeeper has suffered serious injuries after being trampled on by a rhino. The incident occurred at Whipsnade Zoo earlier this morning as he tended to a rhino and her calf. The man, who's in his 50s, suffered chest, abdomen and pelvis injuries after the animal attacked inside its enclosure. The keeper was taken by ambulance to Aidan Brooks Hospital in Cambridge with a serious but stable condition. It's not clear what caused the animal to attack.
Scientists believe that 2 unknown planets could be at the edge of our solar system. The research conducted by the University of Madrid scientists suggests that the planets are located in the area known as the Inner Oort cloud. This area is rarely studied, but scientists are beginning to speculate on what else could be out there following this discovery.
A video has been released showing artist impressions of how Oxford Road will look if renovation plans are accepted. The scheme has been revamped following public consultation with nearly 900 residents. The proposals include a major bus priority lane and Greater Manchester's first ever Dutch-style cycle lanes, which will see people on two wheels segregated from other traffic. Go to @ShockRadio where we've tweeted a link of the video.
Student groups have broken through barriers in London's Parliament Square in protest against student debt and fees. The Free Education demonstration is campaigning against tuition fees, which are up to £9,000 at universities in England. The march was called upon by various groups, including the National Campaign Against Fees and Cuts. No violence has yet been reported, and police have not tried to remove protesters from the square.
It's time for sport now. Over to Rachel.
In breaking sports news, Formula One driver Jules Bianchi is no longer in an artificial coma. The Marussia driver was seriously injured in a crash during the Japanese Grand Prix last month. Liverpool player Jordan Henderson has been offered an improved contract worth £80,000 per week. Anderson, who joined Anfield from Sunderland in 2011, has just over 18 months left to run on his existing deal, which is worth in the region of £25,000 per week. The new deal is understood to be a 5-year contract worth just over £4 million per season. In cricket news now, Pakistan off-spinner Mohammad Hafiz will fly to England next week for tests after he was reported for suspected bowling action. Hafiz was dropped from the current second test with New Zealand because of a hamstring injury.
Now, Coronation Street are to broadcast their third live episode to mark 60 years of ITV. The soap, which is now based at Media City, has previously aired live episodes to commemorate its 50th anniversary in 2010 and 40th anniversary in 2000. This episode will be broadcast in September next year from their new state-of-the-art production base at Media City. Cast, crew and writers will ensure that viewers are tantalised by storylines reaching a dramatic climax.
A spokesperson for Adele has denied that the singer was ever booked to appear on Band-Aid's new Ebola appeal. This comes after Bob Geldof's claim that the singer ignored her calls regarding the invitation to join the star-studded appeal in a new version of Do They Know It's Christmas. This event included artists such as One Direction, Ellie Goulding and Ed Sheeran. According to an interview with Geldof today, the cause received £1 million within just 4 minutes of the song's premiere on The X Factor.
You're listening to Shock News.
Studies suggest that Facebook games may be socially beneficial. Concordia University has stated that the social network games, such as Farmville or Cityville, help strengthen family bonds even if they didn't involve direct communication. The study's lead author, Mia Consalvo, believes that this can be especially important for families who are separated by countries and continents.
A 10-year-old boy from Salford with a degenerative muscular condition says he'll donate all his birthday presents to the Mission Christmas Appeal. Zach Simpson told his parents he wanted a birthday party, but no presents for himself. The Manchester Evening News has teamed up with Key 103's Mission Christmas Appeal to collect Christmas presents for the region's poorest youngsters. Zach's presents will be some of the first donations to arrive. Time to see how the weather will affect us for the rest of today. Rachel.
Thanks, Alex. It continues to be mostly dry this evening and into the night, with some clear spells and light winds, which may equate to some mist or fog. Good news if you're going to Manchester's Christmas market, because you won't need to take an umbrella, meaning you'll have more hands to carry your shopping and mulled wine.
That's it from Shock News today. The team will be back at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning with all the latest. Also join the three of us on Saturday for our big discussion, 3 till 4 on Shock. It's time to hand you back to Chloe Yates.
News live on Shock Radio.
News team. Hello.
Hello.
Mulled wine. Have you guys been to the Christmas markets?
No, hopefully we're going tonight.
Are you going? You're going tonight?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What are you going to get?
We don't know. That's the whole idea.
Going to investigate.
Go yeah, we're going to see what's out there.
100% get the glue vine. I don't give a chuff about the weather. I don't give a chuff. You go down there, you have no excuses whatsoever. Right, it's this time of the show anyway, excuse me, where we play we play a mix, don't we? And what we're going to do is we're going to play this mix of 3 different tracks. And you listeners, if you can tweet in and let us know which track you would like us to play, it is @ShockHitsLive or it is facebook.com/ShockHits. Or you can also text, which is start your text with USSU SHOCK to 66777. Let's play this mix. So this is what you just heard. It is called Happy Little Pill. It is by Troye Sivan, and basically it is a single by the South African Australian singer. Caution in this one, it is of course Clean Bandit, Real Love, number 1 in the chart this week, featuring the gorgeous Jess Glynn. It is also part of the re-release of the debut album New Eyes. And this is Dangerous by Mr. David Guetta, of course the French music producer. Is included as well, actually, in his 6th studio album called Listen. They're all cracking tunes, guys, aren't they?
Oh yeah, they're brilliant.
It's a tough one, this one. It's tough to decide on one, I think.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to play Demi Lovato, Neon Lights, and what we're going to do is if you just tweet in between these 3 songs, which is one you heard, which is called Happy Little Pill, Clean Bandit, Real Love, or Dangerous with David Guetta, let us know what you think. For now, let's stick on
Baby, when they look up,
bit of Demi Lovato. It is Shock Hits. Time right now is 5:10.
stars just passing by. You'll be clear my heart, cause it's freaking out.
Demi Lovato, Neon Lights. It is Shock Hits, 5:10, and we're still here with the news team. Say a big hello.
Hello.
So what we do pretty much every week now is we play 3 different tracks. So we play Little Mix, and you guys decide which track you think is the best track to play, and we play tracks that are pretty new. So the choice was between Happy Little Pill by Troye Sivan,
Which we played.
which we did play. What do you guys think of that one?
I quite like it, but it's not my usual taste.
No.
But I just found it on YouTube the other day, and I kind of listened to it, and then I always know I like a song is when I'm pressing replay over and over again, and I did, and I thought, well, it's going to have to go in then, isn't it, if I'm pressing replay. It was on replay for the whole of Monday night.
You got sick of it, yeah. You were saying something about it was part of a film, was it the guy that made it, or
Troye Sivan?
Yeah.
He did the soundtrack for A Fault in Our Stars.
John Green.
That gets me, that film.
I've not seen the film yet.
I've read the book.
Have you not seen the
And I've never heard of either of them. Sorry.
It was just such a creepy voice then, and I've never heard of any of them.
Baritone, creepy voice.
And the second one is number 1 at the moment. It's Clean Bandit with Real Love. That is a cracking track, and it's of course with Miss Jess Glynn. I do like that one. Do you think it should be at number 1? Do you think it's a good track?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I love that one as well. We've had a tweet off Megan Taylor, and she said she'd like to hear Real Love because it's just such a popular track. So Megan, shall we do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, you got the feeling that I wanna feel.
Tweet us now at Shock Hits Live. Shock Hits with Chloe Yates.
Massive tune is Gorgon City on Shock Hits. On the way, we've got hashtag the feature, where we find what's kicking off on the world of Twitter next. Well, this one is for you. It's for Mr. Tom Foster. Thanks for the tweet, my lovely. It is the Kooks with Naive. Shock Hits.
I'm not saying it's your fault, although you could have done more. Oh, you're so naive.
Just don't let me down. The Kooks with Naive. Sorry, forgive me for my singing then. Absolute tune. That was for Mr. Tom Foster. Thanks for the tweet. It is Shock Hits. I am Chloe Yates. I think it's time for hashtag.
Hashtag Shock Hits with Chloe Yates on Shock Radio.
It is that time of the week again, where we basically stalk people on Twitter and we just see what's kicking off, really. Now, there's been a massive Twitter response to Band-Aid's new charity, which is a single to the song Do They Know It's Christmas? Do you know it's Christmas? Do you know what? I've forgotten how it goes now. One moment. Now, Bob Geldof revealed that Band-Aids, that it has had quite a mixed response. Now, the latest version is of the absolute classic in the 80s. It was done in the 80s, and it was recorded to raise money for the Ebola crisis in West Africa. It features Coldplay's Chris Martin, Ellie Goulding, Sam Smith, Queen's Roger Taylor, Bono, One Direction, and there's so much. I'm looking at the picture now. There's too many to say, so I'm just going to shush because I'll be here forever. Here is a tiny clip of the Band-Aid song. Oh, it sounds absolutely beautiful, doesn't it? Now, since the release of the track's official video, hashtag Band-Aid30 began trending all over Twitter. Now, a lot of the response was asking why there weren't more African musicians involved. Here are some of the tweets. One of them was someone quoted saying, "Just heard Band-Aid30 and genuinely thought it was a parody." Now, there were tweets about Starbucks providing the refreshments for Band-Aid. Obviously, it's product placement. I don't know, people could argue about it. It's very debatable. Someone else tweeted saying, "And of course, Starbucks provided the refreshments for the recording of Band-Aid30. And the next bit, I'm not going to say because of Ofcom rules. Another person tweeted, "Are there no music artists in the whole of Africa that they could do this with?" It's all a bit of a stir, isn't it? Let me know what you think on Band-Aid30 anyway. It is at tag Shock Hits Live or facebook.com/Shock Hits. Right. Music from Duke Dumont, Christina Perri. Let's keep it going. It's Amelia Lilly with You Bring Me Joy. It is Shock Hits. I'm Chloe Yates. I'm here till 6 o'clock.
I've been thinking about all the things.
Amelia Lilly, You Bring Me Joy. Absolute massive anthem. It is Shock Hits. We've got goss on who will be replacing Gemma Collins on I'm a Celeb next. Hello to Paul Taylor, listening around the Christmas markets. Why listening to me again? Christmas markets. Hello to my flatmates, Elliot Ford, Kelsey Mills, Joe Diver. They always listen on a Wednesday. Amelia Buxton, hey to you. Keep the tweets coming in. It is at tag Shock Hits Live or facebook.com/Shock Hits. It is Duke Dumont. I Got You, Shock Radio.
Shock Hits plays music like this.
I don't exist if I don't have her. The sun doesn't shine, the world doesn't turn, alright.
And this. This is Shock Hits with Chloe Yates.
Say something.
A Great Big World with Say Something on Shock Hits. Before we had Duke Dumont and I Got You. So many tunes, guys. Now, earlier on in the show, we were talking about Gemma Collins leaving I'm a Celeb after 3 days. Now, we weren't surprised, were we? However, we may not have to wait that long until we have a replacement. Yes, it is X Factor's Mr. Jake Quickenden. Now, he has been spotted in Australia just days after he was rumoured to be a late arrival on the show. Now, he did tweet just yesterday saying, "Morning campers, how is everyone today?" He has also spotted, he's been spotted relaxing with an ITV chaperone at a luxury hotel around Australia as well. So there's no doubts that he will most likely be the replacement for Gemma Collins. He was the 5th person as well to be booted from X Factor, and it is rumoured that bosses want him on I'm a Celeb to provide a cheeky little bit of eye candy. I'm not complaining. It's also been rumoured that he'll be joining the show along with the very, very outspoken politician called Edwina Curry. If you're not familiar, do have a Google. She's got many YouTube videos where it does get quite interesting. You really couldn't get 2 more contrasting people, could you?
Shock Hits.
Music on the way from Hozier and their Scissor Sisters. Right now, let's have a little bit of the 1975 with Chocolate. It is 5:20 to 6. I am Chloe Yates. I've been with you since 4 o'clock. Thank you ever so much for all your tweets. Do keep them coming in. It is at tag Shock Hits Live or facebook.com/Shock Hits. We've got Sam and Siobhan on the way, so don't you dare go anywhere. It is the 1975.
Add us on Facebook /Shock Hits. Shock Hits with Chloe Yates.
I can't take one more step towards you, 'cause all that's waiting is regret.
Christina Perri, Jar of Hearts on Shock Hits. Showbiz Select is on the way, but right now, I absolutely love this one. It is Hozier. They did release Take Me to Church last year, and it was taken from their EP, Take Me to Church.
My lover's got humor. She's the Is there the good God? Let me give you my life.
Take Me to Church. Of course, by the amazing band Hozier. Absolute tune. Let's have a little bit of showbiz, I think.
This is Shock Hits with Chloe Yates. Showbiz Select.
It is that time of the week again. It is Showbiz Select. Now, if you do like a bit of Peter Kay, listen closely. You'll absolutely love this one. Now, the Bolton lad is expected to announce the return of his classic sitcom called Phoenix Nights very soon. Now, if you're not familiar with this clip from the classic Phoenix Night, you need to have a listen to this, guys.
It's the last one on the van.
I don't care if it's the last of the Mohicans. I ordered The Matrix. I didn't order Das Boot.
It was a classic, Phil.
Well, you take it then. You take it. Stick it in your front room. Impress your friends.
I don't gamble.
And neither do I. I don't gamble. That, my friend, there's a gamble. Where's Eric? I want to speak to the organist, not the monkey grinder.
He's busy.
What door do you want me on tonight? I'm busy. What?
What door do you want me on tonight?
No, Captain, get in. I'm busy too.
I'll give you the fortnight's free trial.
Make it a month. Right, stick it in the Penine Suite.
What door do you want me on tonight?
Start off.
I told you, I'm busy too. Yeah, I really can't do that. But he did confirm at a charity event at the weekend that fans of the comedy would look forward to an announcement that the show in the next 10 days will be commencing. There is rumours also that he's planning a stage show and, of course, the third series, which will be starting next year. It will definitely be a cracker, won't it?
Shock Hits.
Music from Maroon 5 and Tiny Temper. But first, this is one of my absolute favourite songs. It is Scissor Sisters, Only the Horses.
I know you didn't realize tonight.
Shock Hits plays music like this.
Blame it on the night. Don't blame it on me. Don't blame it on me.
And this. This is Shock Hits with Chloe Yates on Shock Radio.
It is Shock Hits. It is 5 to 6 right now, and you just heard Only the Horses with Scissor Sisters. We've got Sam and Siobhan on the way. Give us a shout. They are there. There you are. They're not dead, I promise you. And a big thanks to the news team as well today. I'm going to leave you with Animals with, of course, one of my favourite bands. It is Maroon 5. And then after that, we've got Tiny Temper. I'll be here same time next week.
Baby, I'm playing on you tonight. Hunt you down, eat you alive.